Hello students, good morning. Today I will teach you force and law of motion. That is very interesting chapter, force and law of motion. First of all, we know that we will know force. What is force? Then first definition is force. Force is that push or pull which change the shape and position of object. It is denoted by capital F. What is force? Force is that push or pull which change the shape and position of the object. It is called force. It is denoted by capital F, and this formula force is equal to mass into acceleration. Force is equal to mass and acceleration. Force is symbol F and mass is symbol M and acceleration A. This formula is F is equal to M. The unit of force. What is unit of force? The unit of force in MKS and CGS. First of all, MKS according to formula F is equal to MA. M in MKS kilogram and acceleration meter per second square. Therefore, kilogram meter per second square or SI and MKS unit Newton. And in CGS kilogram, gram, meter, centimeter per second square or tan. Now, what is force? Force is that push or pull. If any object, let us consider this is an object. When the force act on the object, then the shape change in the object. Otherwise, the position change in the object. Now, it is called external force. Now, what is force? Force is that push or pull which change the shape and position in the object. It is denoted by capital F. Its formula is force is equal to mass into acceleration. F is equal to ma, where m is equal to mass and a is equal to linear acceleration in the object. Unit of force MKS. Unit in CGS. MKS kilogram meter per second square or Newton. Kilogram meter per second square or Newton. In CGS, first gram centimeter per second square or dyne. What is relation between Newton and dyne? I am explaining. One Newton is equal to 10 to power 5 dyne. Now 1 dyne is equal to 10 to power minus the 5 Newton. If any person are asking you what is relation between Newton, what is amount of dyne in 1 Newton, 10 to power 5 dyne. Now if what is amount of Newton in 1 dyne, unit dyne. Now 1 dyne is equal to 10 to power minus the 5 Newton. This is relation between dyne and Newton. Now what is force? Force is that push or pull which the shape and position of the object is denoted by F. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass is symbol M, acceleration symbol A. Now formula is force. F is equal to M into A. F where M is equal to mass, acceleration, unit of force. Now note this.
Hello students, welcome to my online chemistry classes for class 9th. Today I am going to start a chapter name is matter around us pure? And this is the classification of matter. What is matter? Matter is anything which have mass and occupy space. Like for example this marker, this blackboard, me, air, water, etc. Anything which have mass and occupy space. Matter is generally classified into pure substance and impure substance. Impure substance is also known as mixture. So what is pure substance? A substance which have fixed composition is known as pure substance. For example, like water. Water is the example of pure substance. Iron is the example of pure substance. Gold is the example of pure substance. These all the substance which have fixed composition is known as pure substance. Generally, those substance which have formula is known as pure substance. So कैसे याद करेंगे? ऐसे सारे substance जिनका खुद का और फॉर्मूला होता है उनको हम प्योर सब्सटेंस कहते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने आपको बोल दिया आप आयरन बॉक्स लेकर के आए, तो आप एक आयरन बॉक्स लेकर के आए, मैं भी एक छोटा सा आयरन बॉक्स लेके आई. इस आयरन बॉक्स का फॉर्मूला क्या होगा? Fe. इस आयरन बॉक्स का फॉर्मूला क्या होगा? Fe. देयर इज नो चेंज इन द फॉर्मूला ऑफ एंड देयर इज नो मैटर अबाउट द साइज ऑफ द बॉक्स. सो जिसके पास भी फिक्स्ड कॉम्पोजिशन हो, ये आयरन बॉक्स बहुत सारे Fe एटम से मिलकर बना होगा और इसका एक फॉर्मूला है दैट इज Fe. मैंने आपको बोल दिया आप वाटर लेकर के आए, तो आप कहीं का भी वाटर लेकर के आएंगे, उसका हमेशा कॉम्पोजिशन क्या होगा? H2O. तो जिस भी सब्सटेंस का आप फॉर्मूला जानते हो, लाइक सॉल्ट होता है NaCl, इसका भी फॉर्मूला फिक्स्ड है. कहीं का भी आप सॉल्ट लेकर के आएंगे, कहीं से भी लेकर के आएंगे, उसका फॉर्मूला होगा NaCl. हम ब्रीथिंग के लिए जो गैस यूज करते हैं दैट इज ऑक्सीजन, कहीं किसी भी सिटी में आप चले जाएंगे उसका फॉर्मूला ऑलवेज क्या रहेगा? O2. तो जिनका फॉर्मूला फिक्स्ड होता है ऐसे सब्सटेंस कहलाते हैं प्योर सब्सटेंस. So what is the definition of pure substance? All those substance which have formula and made up of fixed composition of element is known as pure substance. Always have a formula. इनका एक formula होगा. For example water, for example salt, for example oxygen, for example carbon dioxide, for example iron, etc. So I hope you understand that what is the meaning of pure substance. All those substance which have formula is known as pure substance. Now further classification is matter is classified into pure substance and what is pure substance done. Second is impure substance, and impure substance is also known as mixture. So what is impure substance? When two pure substance are mixed and they do not going to be react chemically then it is known as impure mixture or mixture, impure substance or mixture. For example, we add some salt and water. We add some salt in a glass of water. So water have a formula that is H2O and salt have a formula that is NaCl. These are two pure substances mixed together and they do not react chemically. So this solution, this mixture is known as impure substance because we mix two pure substance. So impure substance is also known as mixture. क्या होते हैं mixture? जब हम दो या दो से ज्यादा, two and more than two प्योर सब्सटेंस आर मिक्स टुगेदर, दो या दो से ज्यादा प्योर सब्सटेंस को हम मिला दें. बस ध्यान देने वाली बात क्या है, दे डू नॉट रिएक्ट टू ईच अदर, दे डू नॉट रिएक्ट केमिकली, वो केमिकली रिएक्ट नहीं होने चाहिए. तो ऐसे सब्सटेंस हमारे कहलाते हैं इम्प्योर सब्सटेंस और इम्प्योर सब्सटेंस का ही दूसरा नाम है मिक्सचर. ओके, तो व्हाट इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ मिक्सचर? मिक्सचर ऑफ सॉल्ट एंड वाटर, mixture of sugar and water. Sugar का formula C12H2211, so it is pure substance, and water का formula H2O, so it is also pure substance. And when we mix together two or more than two, आप इसमें salt भी डाल दीजिए तो हमारे पास क्या आएगा, salt का formula NaCl. तो मैंने तीन pure substance लिए और तीनों को क्या कर दिया, mix कर दिया, और एक इस सिस्टम का क्या सिस्टम बना, mixture of या addition of salt plus sugar plus water which have no formula. So जिनका कोई formula ना हो वो क्या कहलाते हैं, mixture कहलाते हैं. And they do not react chemically. अगर उनके बीच में chemical reaction हो जाएगी तो कुछ नया compound form हो जाएगा और वो आपका उसका एक particular formula होगा और वो आपका pure substance बनेगा. तो remember student, pure substance have formula and have fixed composition, and mixture or impure substance have no any formula. They have no any formula. उनका कोई भी formula नहीं होता है. And they do not have fixed composition. अब एक मैंने मिला दिया 1 tablespoon sugar and 2 tablespoon salt. किसी और ने 2 spoon sugar salt add किया and 1 spoon sugar add किया. So there is no fixed composition of mixture. Okay, I hope you understand. Mixture is further classified into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So what is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture? Okay, I am going to start homogeneous mixture. Student, मैंने एक ग्लास पानी लिया और उसमें शुगर को ऐड कर दिया और मैंने आपको देख के पूछा क्या इसमें शुगर आपको दिखाई पड़ रही है, क्या आप देख के पहचान पाओगे कि ये शुगर है, इसमें शुगर मिक्स है? हम उसको देख करके विजुअली आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाएंगे, बट इट इज मिक्सचर बिकॉज वी मिक्स टू प्योर सब्सटेंस, वन इज शुगर एंड वन इज वाटर मिक्स टुगेदर एंड दे डू नॉट रिएक्ट टू ईच अदर, दे डू नॉट रिएक्ट केमिकली. सो इट इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ मिक्सचर. क्या लिया था हमने, addition of water and sugar is the example of mixture, but we can't visually identify the presence of sugar in that water. हम उस वाटर में शुगर की प्रेजेंस को आंखों से देख के पहचान नहीं पाएंगे. ऐसे सिस्टम को मैंने इसमें सॉल्ट भी ऐड कर दिया. उस सिस्टम में क्या है, उसमें वाटर है जो हमको दिखाई पड़ रहा है, उसमें शुगर मिक्स है जो हमको दिखाई नहीं पड़ेगी, उसमें सॉल्ट भी मिक्स है वो भी हमको दिखाई नहीं पड़ेगी. ऐसा सिस्टम जिसमें कंपोनेंट तो बहुत सारे हों बट हमको दिखाई ना पड़े, लाइक एयर, ऐसे सिस्टम को बोलते हैं फेज is equal to 1. Phase means when we can't phase means component present in it, और one phase है it means सब कुछ एक जैसा दिखाई पड़ रहा है. It means homogeneous mixture. Mixture तो है वो impure, लेकिन हम visually identify नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. So I hope you understand what is homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is that type of mixture in which we can't visually identify the presence of component in that particular mixture. ऐसा mixture जिसमें हम उसके कंपोनेंट को आंखों से देख के पहचान ना पाए, और ऐसी चीज, ऐसे स्टेटमेंट को, कंपोनेंट को आंखों से देख के पहचान ना पाए, इस लाइन को हम बोल सकते हैं homogeneous mixture have phase is equal to 1. Those mixture which have phase is equal to 1 is known as homogeneous mixture. For example, mixture of sugar plus water, salt plus water, sugar plus salt plus water. Okay, now we move to heterogeneous mixture. होमोजीनियस का अपोजिट ही क्या होगा, हेट्रोजीनियस मिक्सचर होगा. सो इन हेट्रोजीनियस मिक्सचर वी कैन इजीली आइडेंटिफाई द प्रेजेंस ऑफ कंपोनेंट in that particular mixture. For example, we add some sand in that glass of water, so we can easily identify the presence of sand or stone in that water. Okay, sand have a formula SiO2, so it is pure. Water have a formula H2O, so it is pure, and we mix together and they do not react to each other, so it is the example of mixture. And we can easily identify the presence of sand in that water, so it is the example of heterogeneous mixture. So those mixture which have phase is not equal to 1 or which have phase is equal to 2 or more than 2 is known as heterogeneous mixture. So इतना पहले आप समझ लीजिए what is mixture. When 2 or more than 2 pure substances mix together but remember they do not react to each other is known as mixture. Mixture is classified into two parts, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixtures are those mixtures which have phase is equal to 1. It means that we can't visually identify the presence of component in that mixture. And heterogeneous mixture is that mixture in which phase is not equal to 1, phase is 2 or more than 2, and we can easily identify the presence of component in that mixture. Okay, the example of homogeneous mixture is addition of salt plus water, and the example of heterogeneous mixture of example of sand plus water. Okay, now we move to here. What is pure substance? Pure substance having फिक्स कॉम्पोजिशन एंड हैव फॉर्मूला. सबसे सिंपल बात है, जिसका भी जिस सब्सटेंस का आप फॉर्मूला जानते हो, हम वुड का फॉर्मूला आप जानते हैं, नहीं जानते हैं, तो वुड इज अ प्योर सब्सटेंस. वाटर का फॉर्मूला जानते हैं H2O, शुगर का फॉर्मूला जानते हैं यस, कॉपर का फॉर्मूला जानते हैं, गोल्ड का फॉर्मूला जानते हैं, सिल्वर का फॉर्मूला जानते हैं. तो जिनका भी फॉर्मूला हम जानते हैं वो सब क्या कहलाते हैं, प्योर सब्सटेंस कहलाते हैं. प्योर सब्सटेंस फर्दर क्लासिफाई इनटू एलिमेंट्स एंड कंपाउंड. So now we move to what is element. Element is the smaller that we can't further divide it into fine particles. Element ऐसा होता है जिसको हम और पार्ट में डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं. और एलिमेंट जिस आप अभी आपके बुक में पीरियोडिक टेबल बनी होगी, उसमें बहुत सारे एटम्स लिखे होंगे, वो एटम उन्हीं एलिमेंट्स के लिखे होंगे. एलिमेंट्स कहते हैं जैसे हाइड्रोजन, जैसे आपका ऑक्सीजन, क्लोरीन, ये सब एटम्स हैं. और ये सब एटम किस एलिमेंट के हैं, हाइड्रोजन एलिमेंट के हैं, ऑक्सीजन एलिमेंट के हैं, क्लोरीन एलिमेंट के हैं. तो एलिमेंट को हम और फाइन पार्टिकल्स में डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं. और इसको किसमें क्लासिफाई किया गया है, मेटल्स, नॉन मेटल्स, मेटलोइड्स एंड नोबल गैसेस. इसको पढ़ाने से पहले मैं बताती हूँ कंपाउंड क्या है. कंपाउंड्स क्या होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने यहाँ पे आपको H2O लिखा. H2O में हाइड्रोजन एटम के हाइड्रोजन एलिमेंट के 2 एटम हैं एंड ऑक्सीजन एलिमेंट का 1 एटम है. तो इसको हम एनी मेथड से फिजिकल मींस तो नहीं, केमिकल तरीके से इसको हम सेपरेट तोड़ सकते हैं. यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन एलिमेंट के 2 एटम है और ऑक्सीजन एलिमेंट का 1 एटम है. तो इसको कहते हैं कंपाउंड. When 2 or more than 2 atoms are combined together to form a compound. For example, अगर मैंने आपको यहाँ पे लिख दिया H2SO4 सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड, यहाँ पे हाइड्रोजन एलिमेंट के 2 एटम, सल्फर एलिमेंट का 1 एटम एंड ऑक्सीजन एलिमेंट के 4 एटम हैं. और ये आपस में जुड़ गए, बाइंडिंग की इन्होंने, केमिकल बॉन्ड बनाया, तो एक कंपाउंड बनाया. और उस कंपाउंड का नेम क्या है, H2SO4. सो कंपाउंड क्या होते हैं, प्योर सब्सटेंस होते हैं. कंपाउंड क्या होते हैं, प्योर सब्सटेंस होते हैं. और इन दोनों के भी एलिमेंट भी प्योर सब्सटेंस होते हैं. एलिमेंट लाइक Fe हो गया, कॉपर हो गया, सिल्वर हो गया, गोल्ड हो गया, तो ये भी क्या होते हैं, प्योर सब्सटेंस होते हैं. तो दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है, एलिमेंट को हम फर्दर तोड़ नहीं सकते हैं बाय एनी मींस, एंड कंपाउंड को हम फर्दर डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. ओके, एलिमेंट इज फर्दर डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 पार्ट्स. कंपाउंड ये पे खत्म हो गया. एग्जांपल क्या बनेगा कंपाउंड का, लाइक वाटर, लाइक कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, लाइक सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड. अब हम एलिमेंट को डिवाइड करते हैं. एलिमेंट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल. So metals are those elements which are electropositive in nature. What is the meaning of electropositive? Electropositive means having tendency to lose their electron. Okay, elements, the atom of element have electrons, and those atoms which easily donate their electron, which easily losing their electron, these are known as metals. For example, sodium is a metal. When it loses their one electron, it carries one positive charge. For example, calcium is a metal. It loses two electron and gain two positive in it. Aluminium is a metal and loses 3 electrons and gain 3 positive. So metals are electropositive in nature. The tendency to losing their electron, it means they are electropositive in nature. The tendency to gaining electron, it means they are electronegative in nature. And non-metals are those elements which have electronegativity, in nature. Okay, for example, like Cl atom, it gains one electron and carries one negative charge. For example, oxygen, it gains two electron and carry 2 minus on it. So metals are those elements which can easily donate their electron, and non-metals are those elements which can easily accept electron. Because they are easily donate electrons, so these are electropositive in nature, and they can accept electron. They have tendency to accept electrons, so these have electronegative in nature. What about metalloids? Some element shows some in the intermediate characteristics in between metals and non-metals. कुछ एलिमेंट ऐसे भी होते हैं जो मेटल और नॉन मेटल के बीच की प्रॉपर्टीज को शो करते हैं, एक इंटरमीडिएट बिहेवियर को शो करते हैं। ऐसे एलिमेंट्स को हम मेटलोइड कहते हैं, जैसे एंटीमनी। नेक्स्ट हमारा बच्चों है नोबल गैसेस। सभी बच्चे जानते हैं व्हाट आर नोबल गैसेस। हीलियम, नियॉन, आर्गन, क्रिप्टन, जेनॉन एंड रेडियम। ये सारे जो एटम मैंने लिखे हैं, जो एलिमेंट्स मैंने लिखे हैं, वो हम क्या बोलते हैं? नोबल गैसेस, आल्सो नोन एज इनर्ट गैसेस। स्टूडेंट, जो एलिमेंट होता है वो नेचर में फ्री नहीं रह सकते। इस जो एलिमेंट के जो एटम्स होते हैं वो नेचर में फ्री नहीं रह सकते। जैसे अगर मैंने बोला ऑक्सीजन एलिमेंट का एटम ढूंढ के लाओ, तो आपको कहीं पे भी O एलिमेंट का O एटम नहीं मिलेगा। ऑलवेज फाउंड ऑक्सीजन इन O2 फॉर्म, हमेशा कंबाइंड स्टेट में मिलेगा। मैं आपको बोलूं आप हाइड्रोजन एटम खोज के लाइए, कहीं कहीं मिलेगा हमको नेचर में H एटम, तो कहीं नहीं मिलेगा। H atom always found in combined state, that is H2 state. So all elements apart from this, इनको छोड़ करके सारे एलिमेंट कंबाइंड फॉर्म में रहते हैं। नोबल गैस के एटम कंबाइंड फॉर्म में नहीं रहते हैं, दे आर एग्जिस्ट इन देयर फ्री स्टेट, फ्री रहते हैं। क्यों फ्री रहते हैं ये मैं आपको कभी बाद में डिस्कस करूंगी, बिकॉज दे कंप्लीट देयर ऑक्टेट। तो ये जो है ये फ्री स्टेट में रह सकते हैं नेचर में। He एग्जिस्ट करता है नेचर में, नियॉन एग्जिस्ट करता है, और क्योंकि ये सेटिस्फाई होते हैं, इनका ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट होता है, दे डू नॉट रिएक्ट विद एनीवन एंड विद सेम एलिमेंट। ये किसी से रिएक्ट नहीं करते हैं, तो फ्रीली घूमते हैं। सो दैट्स द रीजन बिहाइंड दिस। दे आर आल्सो नोन एज इनर्ट। इनर्ट मींस अकेले रहना, अकेले रहते हैं। Say noble gases are also known as inert gases. So these atoms are freely in nature. Apart from this, no one element can free in their in nature and free in their existence in their free state. Okay? कोई भी ऐसा एलिमेंट नहीं है जो नेचर में एग्जिस्ट कर रहा हो अपनी फ्री स्टेट में। सो स्टूडेंट, ये सारा चार्ट मैंने आपको आज एक्सप्लेन किया। अब मैं इसके बाद आपको फर्दर चैप्टर एक्सप्लेन करूंगी अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। Okay, thank you.
biodiversity. So as you know that in my previous class I discussed over some of the topics, and today I am going to tell you more about this chapter. So I told you about classification, that plants or animals or whether all the living organisms are classified in different categories. So now today we are going to discuss about what are the units of classification, in which unit we classify these living organisms. So various levels or ranks of classification are present. That means all living organisms are classified under different levels or different ranks. Important ranks are 7 in number. There are 7 important ranks in which these all living organisms are classified. Ranks are arranged one above the other. If you want to write the ranks of the organism, we have to write it one above the another. Arrangement of different groups one above the other according to their sizes is known as hierarchy. The arrangement in which different groups are arranged one above the other according to their sizes or according to their number, that arrangement is known as hierarchy. So as I told you that there are 7 ranks of classification. So these 7 ranks are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. That means in kingdom so many phylum are present, and in one phylum so many classes are present, and in classes so many orders are present, in different orders so many families are present, and in families so many genus are present, and in different genus so many species are present. These are written in this form only. If you want to talk about example of this hierarchy, so let's suppose a kingdom Animalia. That means all animals are classified in the kingdom Animalia. In Animalia, let's consider the phylum Chordata. Chordata means those organisms which have vertebral column in them. In that, take a class Mammalia. Mammalia means that all mammals which give birth to their young ones, in which mammary glands are present. Let's take this class. In that order, we take the order Primati and family Homodini and then genus Homo sapiens, which are known as human beings. So this is the classification of human beings. Now, what is the criteria used for classification? On which basis this classification takes place? So there are several points which are considered for the classification of living organism. Number first is nature of the cell. As you all know that cells are of 2 types, prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells are those cells in which true nucleus is absent and all membrane bound organelles are also absent. They are primitive in nature. And eukaryotic cells are those cells in which true nucleus is present. They are advanced cells. So they can be classified on the basis of their cell, whether the cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Next thing which is considered is cellular composition. That means if the organism is unicellular or multicellular. In the unicellular, the all functions are performed by the single cell, and in multicellular organism, division of labor takes place. That means different cells are organized for different kinds of work. And also the next criteria which is used for classification is autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are those organisms which can make their food on its own. For example, green plants and cyanobacteria. All these are considered as autotrophs. And heterotrophs are those organisms which are dependent on other organisms, mainly on green plants, for their food requirement. One more criteria for classification is body organization. What is body organization? Some organisms are composed of single or few cells. They are unicellular or multicellular, but they cannot have special organs for different kinds of work. But in some other cases, special organs are present for different kinds of work. So this is also considered as main criteria for classification. Now, let's discuss about 5 kingdom classification. First of all, in earlier, when organisms were discovered, there were only 2 groups. 2 groups are Animalia and Plantae. These groups are discovered by Camillus Linnaeus. In the group Animalia, all animals are present, and in the group Plantae, all plants are present. This classification of 2 kingdom or 2 groups is given by Camillus Linnaeus, who is also known as the father of classification. And next thing, there came one more group which is known as Protista. protista. With the discovery of microscope and with the discovery of microorganisms, one more category and one more kingdom is attached in this sequence, and the third kingdom, protista, is given by E.H. Haeckel, and he gave protista name to all unicellular microorganisms, that means all organisms which are composed of single cell and which are microscopic in nature. And after long period of time, there came a 5 kingdom classification which is most widely accepted. This is given by Robert H. Whittaker. According to him, there are 5 groups in which all living organisms can be classified. These groups are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So students, हम बात कर रहे हैं लेसन 3 बायोडाइवर्सिटी की, जिसके बारे में हमने प्रीवियस क्लास में डिस्कस किया था। मैंने आपको बताया था क्लासिफिकेशन के बारे में कि ऑर्गेनिजम्स को डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज में हम क्लासिफाई कर देते हैं। आज हम पढ़ रहे हैं यूनिट्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन। हम किस यूनिट में उसको क्लासिफाई करते हैं, किस क्लास में उसको रखा जाता है। सबसे पहले बात, वेरियस लेवल्स और रैंक्स ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन आर प्रेजेंट। जो क्लासिफिकेशन होता है उसमें डिफरेंट लेवल्स होते हैं, डिफरेंट रैंक होती है, यानी कि सिर्फ 2 कैटेगरी में डिवाइड कर दिया, 3 में डिवाइड कर दिया, बहुत सारे डिफरेंट रैंक्स उसके लिए डिसाइड की जाती है। इंपॉर्टेंट रैंक्स आर 7 इन नंबर, और अगर हम बात करें कि इंपॉर्टेंट रैंक कितनी है, तो 7 रैंक्स बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, जिसमें सारी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स को क्लासिफाइड होना पड़ता है। नेक्स्ट इन दीज रैंक्स आर अरेंज्ड वन अबव द अदर। ये रैंक एक के ऊपर एक अरेंज होती है और सीक्वेंसली बढ़ती चली जाती है। नेक्स्ट इन अरेंजमेंट जो होता है डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स का, जो एक के ऊपर एक होता है अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर साइजेस, दिस अरेंजमेंट इज नोन एज हायरार्ची ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिज्म। अगर हम एक एग्जांपल की बात करें तो जो 7 रैंक्स होती है, जिसकी हम बात कर रहे थे कि जो इंपॉर्टेंट 7 रैंक्स हैं, वो है किंगडम, फाइलम, क्लास, ऑर्डर, फैमिली, जीनस एंड स्पीशीज। एक किंगडम में बहुत सारे फाइलम होते हैं, इस फाइलम में बहुत सारी क्लासेस होती हैं एंड सो ऑन। ऐसी क्लासेस में बहुत सारे ऑर्डर्स होते हैं, इस ऑर्डर में बहुत सारी फैमिलीज होती हैं, फैमिली में सो मेनी जीनस प्रेजेंट होते हैं, जीनस में बहुत सी स्पीशीज प्रेजेंट होती है। हम बात करें ह्यूमन बीइंग्स की, होमो सेपियंस की, तो ये हमारा क्लासिफिकेशन है। हमारा किंगडम होता है एनिमेलिया, हम एनिमल कैटेगरी को बिलोंग करते हैं, फाइलम है कॉर्डेटा, क्लास है मैमेलिया, ऑर्डर प्राइमेटी, फैमिली होमोनिडी एंड देन जीनस होमो एंड देन स्पीशीज सेपियंस। तो हर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म का क्लासिफिकेशन इन्हीं रैंक्स में होता है। अब ये क्लासिफिकेशन के क्राइटेरिया क्या यूज किया गया, किस बेस पे इसको डिसाइड किया गया कि क्लासिफिकेशन इस तरह से होगा, तो 4 मेन चीजें हैं जो डिसाइड करती हैं, जिनके बेसिस पे क्लासिफिकेशन होता है, जो क्राइटेरिया। सबसे पहली चीज नेचर ऑफ द सेल। नेचर ऑफ द सेल मींस सेल 2 टाइप्स के होते हैं, आप लोगों को बहुत अच्छे से पता है, प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल एंड यूकैरियोटिक सेल। प्रोकैरियोटिक मींस प्रिमिटिव सेल, जो बहुत ज्यादा एडवांस नहीं होते, जिनमें ट्रू न्यूक्लियस प्रेजेंट नहीं होता है, एंड यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स आर दोस सेल्स इन व्हिच ट्रू न्यूक्लियस इज प्रेजेंट व्हिच आर एडवांस। सो इन दोनों के बेसिस पे ये क्राइटेरिया बनाया गया इनको क्लासिफाई करने का। नेक्स्ट इज सेलुलर कंपोजिशन। जो ऑर्गेनिज्म का फॉर्मेशन हुआ है, उसका कंपोजिशन हुआ है, वो कितने सेल से हुआ है। इट मे बी यूनिसेलुलर और मे बी मल्टीसेलुलर। दैट मींस कि सिंगल सेल ऑर्गेनिज्म भी हो सकता है, सिर्फ एक सेल से ही बना होगा। फॉर एग्जांपल अमीबा, पैरामीशियम, ये सब क्या है कि यूनिसेलुलर होते हैं, सिर्फ एक सेल प्रेजेंट होता है। या फिर वो ऑर्गेनिज्म मल्टीसेलुलर भी हो सकता है, दैट मींस बहुत डिफरेंट सेल्स उसमें कंबाइंड होकर ऑर्गेनिज्म का कंपोजिशन हुआ होगा। एक और चीज डिसाइड करती है वेदर दे आर ऑटोट्रॉफ्स एंड हेटेरोट्रॉफ्स। ऑटोट्रॉफ्स आर दोज ऑर्गेनिज्म जो कि अपना फूड खुद से प्रिपेयर करते हैं, ऑटोट्रॉफिक होते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल ग्रीन प्लांट्स की अगर हम बात करें, कुछ बैक्टीरिया होते हैं लाइक साइनोबैक्टीरिया, ये सारे लोग अपना फूड खुद से प्रिपेयर करते हैं। एंड हेटेरोट्रॉफ्स वो ऑर्गेनिज्म होते हैं जो अपने फूड के लिए किसी और पे डिपेंडेंट होते हैं। जब वो किसी और पे डिपेंडेंट है, किसी और से अपना फूड इनटेक करे, तब उनको हेटेरोट्रॉफ्स बोला जाता है। मेनली सारे हेटेरोट्रॉफिक ऑर्गेनिज्म डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली ग्रीन प्लांट्स पे ही डिपेंडेंट होते हैं। या फिर एक और क्राइटेरिया हो सकता है बॉडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, की बॉडी का जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हुआ है वो कुछ सेल से हुआ है या सिंगल सेल से हुआ है, या फिर स्पेशल ऑर्गन्स हर चीज के लिए इसमें प्रेजेंट है। इसके बाद आते हैं किंगडम्स की। अगर हम बात करें, इस टाइम पे चल रहा है 5 किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन, बट पहले से 5 किंगडम डिसाइडेड नहीं थे। सबसे पहले इन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म को सिर्फ 2 ग्रुप्स में या 2 किंगडम्स में डिवाइड किया गया। वन इज एनिमेलिया एंड वन इज प्लांटी। एनिमेलिया में रख दिया गया सारे एनिमल्स को एंड प्लांटी में सारे प्लांट्स को। और ये डिवीजन किया था कैरलस लिनेरियस ने, जिनको फादर ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन भी बोला जाता है। बट जैसे जैसे डिस्कवरी बढ़ती चली गई, माइक्रोस्कोप की डिस्कवरी हुई और ज्यादा ऑर्गेनिजम्स को जाना गया, तब एक कैटेगरी ऑर्गेनिज्म की और सामने है, यूनिसेलुलर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म। वो ऑर्गेनिज्म जो सिंगल सेल के थे और जिनको आप सिर्फ माइक्रोस्कोप की हेल्प से देख सकते हैं। तो E.H. हेकल ने इस थर्ड किंगडम को डिस्कवर किया और इसको नेम दिया प्रोटिस्टा। अब हमारे पास 3 किंगडम्स हो गए थे, एनिमेलिया, प्लांटी एंड प्रोटिस्टा। बट with the development of classification, Robert H. Whittaker ने 5 kingdom of classification दिया। अब हमारे पास 5 kingdoms है, they are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia।
Hello, my dear student. Have a pleasant morning to one you all. I welcome you on your video lecture class. Student, we were continuing the chapter, The Fun They Had, that is written by Isaac Asimov. And we have started this chapter, the first class that has been provided to you. So student, we have seen that in this chapter, there are 4 characters. The first one is Margie, that is 11 years old girl, and Tommy, he is a 13 years old boy, and Margie's mother and the county inspector. County inspector is a person who comes to repair her mechanical teacher. Mechanical teacher means here the computer. Okay. So we had started this story that is really very interesting story, and I have already told you that this time we are studying completely new syllabus, that is the first book, that is prescribed in English literature. So student, you have to keep it into your mind that there are 4 characters, Tommy, Margie, and his mother, and county inspector, and that is written by Isaac Asimov. So student, I am just trying to memorize you the previous story so that you can come to the point. So here I have written some difficult words for you. Crinkly means folded lines. Whenever we see some books and these books are very old and that have been turned many times, तो जब आप किसी बुक को बार बार पलटते हो तो उसमें लाइंस बन जाती हैं, that is called crinkly, folded lines, मुड़ी हुई lines. Attic is a space that we found below the roof, जो आपके घर के रूफ के बिलो में, जहाँ पर यू कैन से स्टोर रूम, जहाँ पर आप बहुत ही पुराना सा सामान रखते हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड एटिक. स्कॉर्नफुली, व्हेनेवर समवन सी एनीथिंग हेटफुली, जब किसी चीज को बहुत हेटफुली कोई चीज देखता है या डिसगस्टिंग वे में देखता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड स्कॉर्नफुली. स्लॉट, गिवन स्पेस, and geared adjusted particular standard. geared adjusted, जब कोई चीज किसी स्टैंडर्ड में एडजस्ट नहीं हो पाती, that is called geared. And I just want to tell you that here we are studying the story that is purposely related to School of Future. School of Future, because I taught you that here we are talking about which century? We are talking about the 21st century. Okay, 21st 57. We are talking about this one, this date. And School of the Future. We are imagining here that what will happen when this date will come. What will happen? So there will be a school at that time. There will be teachers at that time. So Margie and Tommy, they were discussing together, and they were saying that at that time there will be no school, there will be no physical teacher, only the mechanical teacher will be available at that time. यानी उस समय कोई भी physical teacher नहीं होगा, कोई school नहीं होगा, हम लोग सिर्फ किससे पढ़ेंगे? We will study only to robotic teacher, and we will study through virtual classes and these computer video classes like this. So even today we are also studying with video classes and audio classes, or audio visual, that's are also available here. But it's not only the source of teaching. It's not only the source of teaching. Even we today we are used to go to school because schools are available here.
we also have a habit of studying from books. We also have it of reading from books. But we are talking about the future. What will happen in the future? So school of future, learning through computer. At that time we will learn only through computer, and virtual classes will be there, and robotic moving teacher next. Fine. So these are the things. So let's start the story. So whenever the Margie's grandmother once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed. So Margie's grandfather was telling her that when he was at the age of the childhood, he had only printed book. He had only printed book. There was no computer teacher. There was no robotic teacher. There was no mechanical teacher. He had to study only by a physical teacher or only by books. So they turned the pages which was yellow and crinkly. So she started turning that pages, and what was the color of that page? The color of that pages was yellow, and she found some folded lines on that pages. कुछ मुड़ी हुई lines उसमें देखी because that was reward, and it was awfully fun to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on the screen. She's saying that it is really funny for me, awfully funny. It's horrible fun for me that the words are not moving on the book. यानी books में जो word है वो move नहीं कर रहे हैं because she was habitual of studying from the computer screen, and on the computer screen the words moves. कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन में वर्ड्स मूव होते रहते हैं, तो वो कह रही है कि वर्ड्स क्यों नहीं मूव कर रहे हैं, and they were supposed to on the screen, you know, and then when they turned back to the page before, it had the same word on it that it had when they read it for the first time. And when she turned the back of the page, जब पिछला पेज पलटा तो उसने देखा कि same words are written over there. Same words लिखे, there were no changement, कोई change नहीं था words में. So she was surprised to see it. Dee said, Tommy, what a waste. Tommy is saying that what a waste, it's a wasteful thing. When you are through with the book, you just throw it away. जब इस book को तुम go through बोलोगे, मतलब जब इसको पढ़ लोगे, तो I think you must have thrown away this book. I guess a television screen must have had a million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. So he's saying that our computer screen had a plenty of the books, number of the books, several types of the books, and plenty of the matter is there. I would not throw it away. But he's saying that I'll not throw it away. मैं इसको फेंकूंगा ना. Same with mine, said Margie. She was 11. Margie is saying that with the same thought, same view she had also. She's saying that the writer is saying that she was 11 and Tommy is 13. She had not seen as many telebooks as Tommy had. So because he was 2 years elder to her, so he had seen more books. He had seen more books than Margie. She said, "Where did you find it? Where did you find that book?" She is asking this question to Tommy. तुमको ये book कहाँ से मिली? In my house. He pointed without looking because he was busy reading. In the attic, because he was busy in reading that book, he was getting interest in reading that book. So he is only pointing out, but he is not seeing Margie. He is saying that in the attic. So attic is a place that you can found below the roof. So he found that book at there. What is it about? What is it about? किसके बारे में ये book है? What is written? क्या लिखा हुआ है इसमें? School. So Tommy is saying it's about the school. Margie was scornfully, hatefully. She was looking at Tommy and she is saying, "School." She is showing her hatred. What's there to write about the school? School के बारे में भी कुछ लिखा जाता है. She was saying. She was saying it surprisingly. I hate school. I really hate school. I disguise school. I didn't like school. Margie always hated school, but now she hated it more than ever. Now she was having more hate than ever. She already hated the school, but that time she hated it more just because of some reason. The mechanical teacher had been given her test after test in geography, and she had been doing worse and well until her mother had shaken her head sorrowfully. So her mechanical teacher, it means her computer teacher, had given her test after test. It means number of the test it has been given to her, and she was not doing well. She was not doing well. She was not doing good. And that was, which subject was that? This was the geography, and her mother was really worried about it. Her mother was really bothered about it, that my daughter is not doing well in that particular subject, and sent for the county inspector. So that is why she called a county inspector. So I had already told you that county inspector is a person who comes to repair her mechanical teacher. Mechanical teacher matlab computer. Okay. So he was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tool with dials and wires. So which type of the person was he? Which type of the personality had he? कैसी उसकी personality थी? He was a round little. He was a little person. He was short-heighted person, round little man with a red face. His face was red and whole box, and he had a box in his hand, and the box was full of tools. There was some weapons, some tools, some equipment, dials and wires. And he smiled at Margie and gave her an apple. So when he entered her home, he smiled to see Margie, and he gave her an apple. Okay. Then took the teacher apart. Then he started doing some type of the service on that computer screen. Margie had hoped that he would know how to put it together again. So whenever he started doing to repair it. So it was the hope, it was the desire into the mind of Margie that it would happen, that it will not be repaired again. वो ये सोच रही थी ये जो कंप्यूटर टीचर ये दोबारा ना चले, it will not be get well. It was a thought into the mind of Margie. And after an hour so, there it was again large and black and ugly, with a big scene on which the lessons were shown and the questions were asked. So whenever the time had been passed, a काफी समय बीत गया, it means to say hour and half an hour. So there was again on the computer screen, she saw a large and black and ugly screen and a big screen, and on which the lessons, आपको lessons दिखाई देने लगे, and questions were also written over there. That was so bad. This was the thought. This was the statement of Margie, and she was saying that it's really very bad for me. The part Margie hated most was the slot where she had to put homework. So that was the slot, that was the space, and she really hated that type of the work. And test paper, and the test paper were also there, and she was not doing well in her subject. Which was the subject was that? So what was the subject in which she was not doing well? That was the geography. Okay. She always had to write them down in a punch code, and they made her learn when she was 6 years old. So this was the slot, this was the time period for her that she had to write all the things in a punch code. Punch code is a type of the code, and she made her learn all the things. She had to learn all the things. जितनी भी सारी चीजें हैं वो सब उसको याद करनी रहती थी. And the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. So whenever she learned all the things, she had to give a test on the computer screen, and immediately she got her result. So student, you also did the same thing in our day-to-day life. Whenever we give any type of the test, so immediately we got result of that. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head. So whenever she had done his work, he patted on her head, and he smiled because it was running very smoothly. There was no problem on the computer screen. So he was happy to see it, but Margie was not happy. So student, this is the story, and we will continue the story in our next class. Till then, thank you and have a nice day to one you all.
Good morning student. In the previous video we discussed the computer and characteristic of computer. Today we discuss the how to computer work and produce the output. In the previous video we discussed the already definition of computer, where computer is an electronic device. It takes raw material, raw data and figures, facts, then process it and produce the outputs through the many type of output devices like monitor, printer. Now we discuss a new topic, a new heading, block diagram of computer. Block diagram of computer, where computer is an electronic device. It has many types of parts which have hardware, software, electrical, electronic and many more. So the first part of block diagram of computer, it is a input devices. Input devices. We know already input devices are those devices which are used for entering data of any form into the computer. Input devices, firstly user enter the data from the input devices. These data transmit into the CPU, where CPU is a central processing unit. We also known as CPU is a brain of a computer. CPU is also combined with three components or three elements. ALU, CU and internal memory, where ALU is a arithmetic logic unit. It's used for the calculation and performance of arithmetic operations. And the CU is a control unit, which are control all types of operation in the computer system. And internal memory, which is a RAM and ROM. RAM and ROM is a primary memory, where RAM is a random access memory and ROM is a read-only memory. When a user enter any type of data from the input device, data is stored in the RAM for a temporary nature. What the means of temporary nature? That means the data is stored for some times. If the data are calculated for the arithmetic, then the ALU pick the data and calculate them, and after the process, these data stored also in RAM. If the user wants to data stored in a permanently way, in a permanent nature, then data transmit in the secondary memory, where is called a memory unit. In the computer, secondary memory are many types like hard disks, floppy disks, CD, DVD and many more are used for us as a secondary storage devices, secondary memory. When user data is stored in a secondary device in a permanent nature, if the user wants to these data as an output or in a hard print, then the data also transmit from the secondary memory into the CPU, then transmit data into output devices. In our output devices, many types of output devices are used like monitor, printer, speaker, plotter, projector. These devices are used for showing resulted data of the computer which are processing or producing by the CPU. Now we discuss the how many types of input devices and output devices are used in a computer system. First input device is a punch card. In the previous section or in the earlier when computer are prepared or developed, then the punch card are used for as a input and output devices. Then the standard input device is a keyboard. Keyboard look like as a typewriter where user enter the data in the numeric form, letters form, operators form, and also use the functions key for the performing many types of operations. These keyboards have to approx 108 keys, and the second most important input device is a mouse. We also known as a mouse is a pointing device. Pointing device, that is the many types of objects which are shown in the desktop screen. We point out a particular object for the selecting, dragging, and many types of operations. Mouse performing mostly three types of operations: single click, double click, and drag and drop operations. Mouse are mainly two types: mechanical mouse and technical mouse. Third is a joystick. Joystick is also a input device. It's used for controlling the object for its movements like up, down, reverse, forward, left, right. It's mostly used in a video games. Joystick is mostly used in a video games. Next is a light pen. Light pen is similar to the pen. It's used for the writing or sign on the screen. And the next is a scanner. Scanner is an input device to scan those data which are in the written material on the paper, on the sheet, any type of sheet. These also look as a photocopy machine. Next is a webcam. Webcam is a camera which is a digital camera. It's used for mainly video calling, online meeting, that is inbuilt in the mobile and laptop and computers. Next is a MICR, which is a magnetic ink character reader or recognition. Magnetic ink. MICR mostly used in the bank industry because it has magnetic ink. These ink are used for a special format of font which are shown in a check, bank draft. MICR read each type of font for a special purpose. Or the next is a OMR, optical mark reader. OMR device read all types of marks like tick mark, cross mark, या फिर filling marks. It's have a special sheet that is known as the OMR sheet. It's read the OMR sheet and read all these marks, tick mark, cross mark, and fill marks. Next is a VCR, barcode reader. Today, many products have a barcodes which are present in the form of vertical lines in every product. These lines are a barcode and these lines read by the barcode reader VCR devices. These are the input devices. Now we discuss the output devices. First output and standard output device is a monitor. Monitor is a first standard output device which is used for showing or representing the soft data which are stored in the computer system. These are two types, CRT and LCD. CRT is a cathode ray tube and LCD is a liquid crystal display device. CRT look as a TV and LCD is a flat TV. Second is a printer. Printer devices are used for the printing hard copy data on the any paper sheet and the plastic sheet. These are many types like inkjet printer, thermal printer, laser printer, and the next device is a plotter. Plotter also is a printer which print a big sheet, a big banners, and in the form of many big size, very big size. And the next device is a projector. Projector shows the projector same as the monitor device for showing soft data like a movie, video games, or also used for the meetings. And the next is a speaker. If we want to take the output data or resultant data in the form of voice, sound, then we use the speaker devices. These are the input and output devices. Today is the sufficient data or topic. Next class, thank you.